Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today, you guys know over the past couple weeks, I've been answering the most important questions and just talking about random things or random questions that I can ponder over. Now today, I got an even better one that I've heard for years, all right? I have heard this question for centuries, all right? And it's the which came first, the chicken or the egg question, all right? And I'm going to answer it because there's a good case for both, and it really gets you down to a very serious it just keeps going in a loop and a cycle, and it's really hard to tell. And honestly, I think it could be either one, but I do have an official answer that I'm 25% sure about, so we'll get into it in a second. But anyway, well, let me deploy. Oh wait, I gotta actually choose. There we go. Okay, so obviously it's kind of obviously you may be thinking, oh well, it's the egg, right? Like the egg came first, obviously, but maybe not, because what makes the egg happen? What lays the egg? The chicken. The chicken lays the egg, which means that the chicken must come first. But then you also have to think about it oh well, the chicken gets hatched in the egg and then makes the egg. Therefore, the egg would come first in that cycle. So it's really just the way. It's really just the order in which you look at it. But the order in which you look at it could be very different, and it doesn't it can't always be I don't know the correct way to look at it. Which way do you look at it? Do you look at it from when it's hatched or when it gets laid? When it gets when the egg gets laid. That's the way you have to look at it. And it's really hard to tell. It's actually this question has actually been keeping me up at night. It's actually been keeping me up at night. At first I kind of thought, oh, this question, it's stupid as hell. It's obviously the egg because the egg hatches the chicken. But then you also have to think about the chicken that hatched that egg. You have to think about the chicken that hatched that egg, or else you're not completely completing the cycle. You have to think about the egg there. You have to think about the egg then, okay? And if the egg came first, then the chicken was hatched and then laid that egg, but you also have to think about the chicken that laid that egg, that hatched, and then the egg hatched and then made that next egg. This shit is confusing. This shit has me up at night, bro. This shit has me pondering. This stuff is the type of shit that makes me procrastinate on videos, because I'm just sitting here thinking about it, and then I just make a video about it because I'm well, all right, this is great content. I genuinely have no clue. It's genuinely typically every single question or opinion I talk about on my channel, typically I have a very clear specific answer, and a very a very specific point of view. But this one, it could really go either way. I could see both sides. I can see both sides of this argument. I really can. And it's genuinely making me think if it was life or death and I had to choose the chicken or the egg, which one would I choose? And I actually have no idea. All right? If it was life or death, I would need a month to figure it out. I need a month to draw it out, plan it out, and just trying to figure out it would literally take me months. It would literally take me months to do it. I would not be able to, man. It would take forever, and I would just be lost in thought for that entire fucking month. I'm trying to figure this shit out, man. It would be horrible, right? But here's the thing. It's just so confusing. It's just so confusing. Because, I see some people with, specific answers, and I'm how can you have a clear answer, though? Because everything is, I guess if we want to go full circle, it's got to be the chicken, right? Because if you go full circle, and you look at the chicken, then the egg, then the chicken, it's got to be the chicken, because the chicken comes first. But then, if we also look at it full circle, the chicken gets hatched by the egg, so the egg comes first before the chicken, so it's got to be the egg, right? Dude, this is actually hurting my brain. This is hurting my brain. Okay, this is the type of stuff that I think about, instead of doing other things that are actually important. I have to think about this, man. This is just too much, man. What, I don't know. It's just is there an actual official answer for it? I'm gonna as soon as I'm done making this video, I am gonna Google it and see if there is an official answer, and I really hope there is. Because if I don't find out an official answer, I think I might explode while trying to figure out what the fuck the answer to this question is. I might actually just spontaneously combust one day. One day I'm going to be thinking about it really hard, and I'm just going to immediately combust, instantly. instant combustion is what's going to happen to me, man. I don't see another way out of it. Like, I don't see another way out of this other than spontaneous combustion. Like, I mean, I really don't see another way out of trying to figure out this damn question, man. It's too much. It's too much. What the? Bro, stop shooting. Bro. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a really tough question. Like, this is harder than, like, any math problem, any English problem, any science problem I've had to answer. Like, this is the hardest question in the world. There is no harder question than this question in the world. It's just the hardest one, man. I just don't know, and it just confuses me. It just really confuses me. I don't know what to choose. I don't know which one. Like, again, if it was a life or death situation, I would need a lot of time to think about it. But I think if I had to guess, or if I had to, like, I don't think there's an official answer. I think you can look at it both ways. I don't think there's like an actual official answer. But if I had to put life or death on it and put in an official submission for an answer, I'm choosing the egg. The egg came first, kind of. Because, like, the egg is what hatched the chicken, but then you also have to think about the chicken that hatched the egg, or chicken that laid the egg, but I still think it's I still think it's the egg because the egg hatches the chicken that later lays that egg that's in the same scenario, and I think that's why it's the egg. It's very close though. I'm saying this like it's like a poll or like a question, like, oh, it's very close, but like, I mean, it's one or the other, like 100%. But I do think it is the egg, man. It's got to be the egg. It can be the chicken, but you also have to think. But then whenever you think about the chicken that hatched the egg, you also have to think about the egg that hatched that chicken, and then you have to keep going down the loophole of just what it could possibly be, and it honestly just confuses me. And yeah, I mean, it's just a question that no one's ready for. I mean, not even Albert Einstein can answer this. Not even Oppenheimer can answer this shit, man. But I can answer it. I can provide a confident answer, because I guess I'm just better. I don't know. Anyways,